Good afternoon. Today I wanted to discuss two fragrances by the indie house called The Maker. The first fragrance is called Paradiso, and the second fragrance is called Libertine. And I was made aware of this house because of Sarah Mays on YouTube. She had discussed it a few times, and in particular, she seemed to really like the fragrance Paradiso. And based off of how she described it, I really wanted to try it for myself. So I was able to get these two samples, and when researching, I found out that the maker is owned by the same three people who own Fresh, which is a beauty line that's carried in Sephora, Nordstrom's, Neiman Marcus, and they have a lot of popular fragrances like Fresh Life, Fig Apricot, Brown Sugar. They have one that is lychee. So you're probably familiar with that brand. Anyways, let's get into the review. So these fragrance samples I have came in these boxes, these paper boxes that look like this, with a nice pattern on the outside. That one was for Paradiso, and this one is for Libertine. And inside these paper envelopes were dram bottles that look like this, and you get quite a lot of perfume in each bottle. That one is for Paradiso, and the other one is for Libertine. So there they are together. And I didn't have any like real bottles to show today, so I thought I'd decorate so you could have something nice to look at. It is a Japanese cherry tea canister, and a wild violet resting on top. So when I ordered these samples, I was mostly anticipating Paradiso, because that's the one I had heard so much about. However, after getting them and using them, I like Libertine the most, and here's why. I am obsessed and addicted to gin and tonic style fragrances, and that is a category that I will be making a video on soon, hopefully. But I love gin and tonic style fragrances. They're zesty, bubbly, effervescent, bitter, aromatic, refreshing, all of those things that I really love so much. And maybe my most favorite fragrance of all time, and it's hard to commit, but one that no matter what, I love it, is this one right here, which is Voyage d'Hermès. And the other one I like is, this is Gin and Tonic by Art de Parfum. So I love those fragrances, and Libertine smells very similar to them. If I had to describe Libertine, I would say it's like a frosted citrus cocktail. It has, I'll tell you the note breakdown. It has, okay, in the top note, it has lemon zest, pomelo, and starfruit. In the heart, it has hibiscus, ginger, and mandarin leaf. And in the base, there's vetiver, cedar, and ambergris. So what I get from it is primarily the lemon zest. It's like this frosted citrus cocktail with bubbles and club soda, bitter and bracing and aromatic, and then there's the lemon peel spiraling out of the glass or skewered on a wooden skewer sticking out of the cocktail. That's what I get from it. And yes, this is not the way I'm describing it is not gin and tonic, but it's very close to it. It's just missing the juniper berries, really, and yeah, just kind of missing that juniper berry component. But it is very similar to Gin and Tonic by Art de Perfume and Voyage d'Hermès. So if you like these two, you probably would like Libertine. And as I was saying, the lemon zest is for sure the star note in this fragrance, and closely following behind it is the ginger. And the ginger lends that spicy freshness that can almost come across citrusy. So I feel so lucky to have both of those notes in one fragrance and have it work out the way I had always wished it would work out. So this fragrance is right up my alley with that lemon zest and the ginger. Pomelo, and pomelo is similar to grapefruit, and I love grapefruit perfume. So this is a very effervescent, fizzy, sparkling kind of fragrance. It's not sweet at all, maybe just a hint of sweetness from star fruit, but it is just like a bubbly, zesty citrus cocktail. And I think it's important for me to emphasize that not only do you smell this fragrance, but you can also feel it. It has texture, and it has this kind of texture that feels expensive, because if I'm going to describe it, it's like a fuzzy, warm, velvety sensation. And to me, that smells very expensive. When a perfume has texture, I feel like that's what separates it from, well, it just indicates quality to me. So I love that I can both smell this fragrance and I can feel that fuzzy, velvety warmth. And I think that's kind of like what the zest suggests, is that texture. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Also, concerning the performance, it has good performance in my experience. I remember putting it on at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I could still smell it on me by 6 o'clock that evening. I don't believe that it had, beastly sillage or strong projection. I think this fragrance sticks closer to your body and doesn't really project that much outwards, maybe in the first hour or so. But by 6 o'clock, I could tell it was this very intimate bubble, maybe 1 or 2 feet away from my body. So to me, that's the important part, is that for hours, I was able to smell this fragrance, Libertine, on my body. So that's good enough for me, but I know some people really like to leave a trail, and I don't know if Libertine is the best when it comes to that, or projection, as I said, but it does have good longevity. So that is Libertine. So I'll move these bottles out of the way. Okay, so on to Paradiso. Paradiso, I'll read you the notes. The notes in Paradiso are in the top blood orange, bergamot, and mangosteen. In the heart, there's myrtle, plumeria, and ambrette. And in the base, there's oak moss, patchouli, and cedar. Oh, sorry, I need to get a drink of water. Okay, so Paradiso. On the Maker website, it is described as, it says the fragrance character is lush fruits, and that couldn't be more accurate. And Sarah Mays described this fragrance as a very tart and tangy, fruity perfume. And she's 100% right as well. This is a very fruity perfume. However, it's unique in that it so successfully conveys this tangy and tart quality. And it also carries over that zesty quality that I had been talking about. But combined with the tart and tangy qualities of Paradiso, it kind of gives you the sensation and hopefully you know what I'm talking about. It gives you kind of the sensation like when you eat, there's like certain tropical fruits that you eat, like kiwi, I know pineapple has it, papaya. When you eat these fruits, because of their enzymes, it can give you a little bit of this numb cotton mouth sort of sensation. And I'm not saying Paradiso does that to you, but you kind of are expecting it to come after you sniff it because it's so reminiscent of these very juicy and succulent fruit that like the kiwi that can do that to you. And yeah, it's just so deliciously tangy. However, it's not that sweet, which I am very happy about. I do not like very sweet fragrances. When I think about this perfume, the colors that come to mind are dark green, lime green, fuchsia, magenta, yellow, just very juicy, colors when it comes to fruit. But then the green suggests maybe it's not ripe yet, like unripened fruit, because like I said, it's not that sweet. So that's how I would describe Paradiso. Sarah, I think, describes it a lot better than I do, but it's really a nice perfume. And I just find it to be, when it comes to fruity fragrances, I find it to be a little bit elevated because it does have that texture and it's not that sweet. And it does bring together citrusy qualities from the bergamot with the fruity qualities of like the mangosteen. I've never smelled mangosteen before, the fruit, but based off of how it smells in this perfume, I would love to at some point because it's so juicy and it just comes across as so real, like sliced fruit right in front of me. So that's Paradiso. Both of these fragrances are great. Oh, I was gonna say, if you like Paradiso, well, maybe I should say this. In the past, I had always wanted the Byredo fragrance, Pulp. I've always wanted it to work for me. And before I even tried it, I had all these expectations about how I was expecting it to smell based off of the descriptions I was hearing. But I can never really get into it. And I have a sample of it with me right now, and I'm smelling it. It's just, there's something about it that's kind of high-pitched and too sweet in like a fig kind of way. And fig usually reads green, not necessarily like a very sweet fruit, but I'm not a huge fig fan, and it just kind of has this sweet, figgy, high-pitched kind of aroma to it. For those who don't like Pulp and wished it was something that it's not, I would look into Paradiso because it's everything that I had hoped Pulp would be. And also, I should mention that it has really good performance. It lasts, on me, I had over 6 hours of performance, and it did project stronger than Libertine, if that's something that matters to you, the performance. They both perform well. So that's my review of these two fragrances from the maker. I hope my descriptions made sense to you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of your day.